Guys, I just wanted to jump in because a lot of my clients are feeling a lot of overwhelm at the moment because of everything that's going on internally, externally, and in the world. So I wanted to remind you all of this amazing story that I heard when I was studying, actually. And it's about a professor goes into a teacher's class and he gets out a load of different equipment on his desk, and he's a professor of philosophy, and he gets this big mayonnaise jar, and he fills the mayonnaise jar with golf balls, and he asks his class, is the jar full? And the class agrees, yes, it's full. And then he gets out this container of pebbles, and so he pours the pebbles into the jar and it fills the space in between the golf balls. And again he asks, is this mayonnaise jar full? And the class agrees, yes, it's full. And then he gets out a container of sand. And so the class starts laughing. And so he pours the sand into the jar, and the sand fills all of the spaces in between the pebbles and the golf balls. And he again asks, is this jar full? And the class says, yes, it is. And then he pulls out 2 cups of coffee and pours the coffee into the jar. And of course that fills all of the available space. And he says, now is the jar full? And the class laughs and says, yes, it's full. And then the professor says, I want you to imagine that the mayonnaise jar is your life, and that the golf balls represent all of the big things that are important in your life, like your faith, your family, your health. And then the pebbles represent things like your car, your house, and possessions. And then sand is all of the small stuff. And he said, if you put the sand in the jar first, then you can't fit all of the pebbles and the golf balls in. If you put the pebbles in the jar first, you can't fit all of the golf balls and the sand in. And so he was trying to make the point of trying to prioritize the golf balls, which are the most important things in your life. If everything else was stripped away, then your golf balls were there, you could still find happiness and joy and contentment. And then what was funny afterwards was one of the students put their hands up and said, and what about the cups of coffee? And the professor said, I'm glad you asked, because when life feels overwhelming and full, there is always space in your life for a couple of cups of coffee with friends. And so if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, I totally understand, but sometimes it's really, really good to just step back and get some perspective and remember that the golf balls are what we're really, really needing and what we need to prioritize, and then the pebbles and the sand, and there's always space for a cup of coffee with a friend. And so I send you love. I hope this has helped bring you some perspective, and I'll speak to you soon. Okay, bye.